are the antioxidants in the stratum corneum. The stratum corneum is the last layer, as you know, of the skin. It's intensely lipophilic, so it collects all of these antioxidants. They're very elegant studies, and it's a very interesting story how the stratum corneum of the palm was finally decided to do it. Mm-hmm. And there are lots of things that had to be done first. And first, it had to be proven that the carotenoids that we measure in the skin are actually a predictor of the antioxidant status. As it turns out, there are 15 different ones that we measure in the palm, and those are the sacrificial ones, and those are the ones that protect all the other antioxidants, so they're the very best measurement. And there are very interesting studies about measuring the blood levels, comparing to, there were 47 women who volunteered when they had abdominoplasty. Some people call it, you know, whatever, tummy tucks. And they gave a little piece, and that process sounds easy to just take a little piece of skin and do it, but it's actually high performance liquid chromatography that takes a long time to do and is very expensive. And the problem with, yes?
I have a question, and please forgive me for interrupting, but what I had one doctor tell me the reason that antioxidant levels were so, he said, to put it easily understood, he said antioxidants prevent cholesterol from building up plaque in your bloodstream, in your blood vessels. Right. Is that correct?
That is absolutely correct.
So it really is a measure of oxidation in the blood and in the bloodstream.
Absolutely.
Perfect.
In fact, that's one of the very first ones. The oxidized LDL, which is the carrier molecule for the antioxidants, which is also the worst of the cholesterols. You want your low LDL to be low and your HDL to be high, but when your LDL is high, then it does, because of the inflammation, damage the endothelial wall and lead to plaque formation.
Perfect. Yeah.
And there's actually a study, I may have it in the extra slides instead of in this, that shows that. So there are these ways to test, and then the Raman, and this just shows the various papers, how it develops from the eye to the skin to the palm. And I'm sure you all have heard it. There's one funny story going around that when Dr. Gellerman was doing this on somebody's eye, she got tired and she put her hand up like this, and he just kept registering what was coming back and realized that he could do it somewhere else. But they tested all sorts of places. They tested earlobes. They tested a very interesting and perhaps funny story was they had, I think there were 99 baby boys that they were going to circumcise. So they tested their foreskin first, and then after they did the operation, they could then run it through the HPLC to make sure that it was the same and correct. So yeah, I mean, they worked hard on this. There's lots of science.
Check the validity,
Yeah. And one of the most recent things, and this is that I put in there because this is somebody else. This is a Yale slide, and the NIH gave Yale $1 million to use the scanner, our scanner, not part of us, to check preschool children in New York City. And they've been publishing regularly along these lines. Their last one was in 2012. And they were the ones that suggested the idea that this could be a biomarker.
Oh, they were? Define biomarker?